My name is Charles Thompson and I'm on the games design course. My role, I was the programmer behind the game. We had divided our roles based on where we wanted to go in the industry, and myself, I wanted to go into the programming side. So I took the role of the programmer.
My name is Daniel Foreman and I'm on the game design course. During the production of World War III, I worked on quite a few aspects of the game, but mainly focused on the modelling of some of the props within the game, as well as the rigging and animating for some of the many characters.
So we were told that it's like, hey, you're going to Insomnia to show off a game, and it's all like, okay, cool, now we need a game. So Lewis, our course leader, with his experience, got us into a meeting with him and obviously the rest of us in the class. And basically, we started jotting down ideas of what we wanted to do.
We brainstormed ideas and kind of threw things at the wall until something sticked, and eventually we came up with this idea of like this family-friendly game that like would be suitable for Insomnia, and also gave us that margin to work with that we could actually create it in the time that we had.
Including the planning, we had about 3 weeks to make it. It was about 2.5 weeks of full programming on my side. I lived and breathed this game. That's basically all I focused on, was making sure this game was ready.
We game tested for about a week. The first part of it was the planning, which that was maybe a few days. And then the bulk of the time was put into it, which was all of us coming together, communicating with each other to get all our roles basically put together so that we could get the game complete into like a finished state where it was playable.
In terms of skills, it was very much how to work as a group in the industry, because everyone had their own part to play. So we're all, as tacky as it sounds, we're all a cog in a large machine. But it meant that sort of like if one person was lagging behind for whatever reason, it impacted other people later on.
During the project, the skills that I feel like I developed would be my team working skills, because we really had to come together and work as one, because as Charles said, if somebody wasn't working to the full potential, it really impacted everybody else, and that would hold the project back, and that would lead to content being cut. Other skills would be stuff for like modelling, and which would later help me in stuff like assignments within my work. And rigging and animating, I self-taught myself that in a few days, and I was really surprised with how much I had learned in such a short amount of time.
A good word for that probably would be exhilarating. It was very much, another good word actually, surreal. The fact that like we were first year students with 12 weeks of learning and then 2 to 3 weeks to actually make the game, and we actually had something that, while had some issues, worked. And the other universities that were there in the indie area with us, all of those were third years that worked on their games for a couple of them a year plus. And the fact that sort of like there was a group of testers that went about, broke a couple of their games but didn't really break ours, was actually kind of surreal.
Words can't really describe the feeling of being able to like show your work off to the world, and the only real way I can say it was that it was amazing. It was just fascinating to see people's like response to us emphasising what we're capable of and showing off what we can provide to this industry coming into it later into the future. And the experience was fantastic. it left me honestly speechless because I'd never been to a gaming convention prior to this, and honestly, it was an amazing first appeal into that world.